Hey there, it's Dr. Shana, and welcome to 69 Love. Today, I think I'm going to talk about something that I find pretty interesting. I hope that you find it interesting. And I'm going to start off by letting you all know that I love the Bob and Tom Show. I think when it comes to morning radio programs, they are by far the funniest, and they do also share some pretty interesting information. They have a personality that they have on probably weekly. I'm not 100% sure. And her name is Alli Breen, and she does a segment called Sexy Time. And she sort of does the Dr. Ruth thing where she reads like questions that people send in and she gives answers, and it's pretty cool. And clearly, with my background, I also maybe find it extra interesting. And ultimately, they were discussing a survey that was done on how long the average sexual encounter lasts. So we are talking foreplay, the actual act of intercourse, and post play. So the announcers were talking, and they were talking about how the people doing the survey guessed how the surveyors would answer before they looked at those answers. So the surveyors, their guess was 35 minutes, okay? And then they went through all the results and they looked at what the surveyors answered, and the ultimate number was 18 minutes. Now, I cannot tell you how often in therapy with my couples we have conversations about, I will often ask, any good sex last week? Like, that's a common question that I ask in therapy. And there are times when I have a couple that will respond and say, we just didn't have time. And I understand that what that really means is maybe not the words that they're actually saying. I think sometimes it means, hey, I actually didn't prioritize intimacy this week, and like I feel kind of shitty about that. Sometimes it means that we got very busy and sucked into life and all of the responsibilities, and we didn't take that kind of time together. Sometimes it means that I had a really stressful week at work and I was distracted and maybe not in a good headspace to engage like that with you. And I think that if we used real words and the things that are actually happening in ourselves and explained the reason why maybe we're not in the mood, or Gman Method talks about this a lot. They talk about the best way to decline and ask for intimacy and the best way to ask for intimacy. So learning what turns your partner on and what they maybe prefer when you're going to come to them and let them know that you're in the mood is important, right? Some people just want you to say, I'm in the mood, let's go to the bedroom. Some people want a little bit of kisses and cuddles and maybe some kind words and a compliment and let me know that you're wildly in love with me. And so it's fun to find that out. Also, when we say no thank you, if you think about the most vulnerable ask for connecting that we do as partners, it is this. Right? When I go to Graham and say, my body needs your body right now, that is a very, very vulnerable position for me to put myself in. And if Graham says, no, thank you, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm completely respectful of that. But if the way that he says no thank you comes across harshly or as if I'm unimportant, then I could be offended and I could take that very personally. Gottman suggests that in addition to saying no thank you, that maybe we offer an alternative method of connecting. So if in fact you believe that you maybe don't have 18-ish minutes and you're really not feeling it, there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know that I'm in the mood for that tonight, but I would love to make out with you for a few minutes or cuddle with you for a little bit or snuggle up and watch a movie together. And that kind of connecting can show your partner how much you care about them and for them. And it can be a very loving way to say no thank you. Because in the end, the reason that I'm even referencing this study, this survey that happened, and the average amount of time that it takes for a full, right, all the way through in the beginning, and what happens in the middle, the real fun, and then what happens at the end when we maybe snuggle up and say, oh, that was great, and I love you, and you're amazing. 18 minutes. I think if we remove the words, we didn't have time from our vocabulary. And when we're not in the mood, we actually talk to our partner about the why. And instead of just saying, no, thank you, and that's it, maybe we actually talk about another way that we can connect and another way that we can let our partner know how much we love them so that we can continue to grow and strengthen our relationship even when we are declining a particular ask for connecting. So I appreciate you watching these videos. I appreciate you liking and sharing and following. I would love it if more people asked cool questions, like useful questions, so that maybe I can do a little bit more Alli Breening and I can read the questions and answer them. I think that Dr. Ruth's idea way back when was pretty groovy. I also hope that, like every one of these videos that I do, the bottom line is always the suggestion that we just love a little more and that we put more of that out into the world and we continue to try to make it the most beautiful place that it can be. Thanks so much.